grab them. Ah, there you go. So,
oh shit.
Yeah? Talk.
Yo.
Hello.
Hello.
What the fuck was that? Like, you just... Are you okay?
Oh my God, I read that.
That was such an awkward start.
I was worried.
No, because I was sitting... I did it, and I was like, yeah, and then Caleb was like, oh, I'm going to do the stopping part. And I was like, Caleb, what just happened?
Because, okay, I was literally talking about, I was like, okay, like, when is Nick going to unmute? Because I don't want to be saying something like in the randomly, because I literally just screamed like a while ago. So
Oh.
I would think like you just unmute. It's like It's like,
As he said, when's a good time for him to unmute? All of a sudden you go, hello.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just like, oh.
I myself was blown back. I was like, oh.
It's some speaking of the devil type of shit.
Timing was ridiculous.
Well, anyway, what's good, everybody? Welcome to episode number 5 of the Royal Roundtable podcast. This is, like I said, episode number 5. This is like the 5th run, the 5th little episode that we've done, live episode. If you guys don't know what the Royal Roundtable is, it is a live podcast session where literally me and my friends talk about anything that we want to talk about, and it gets uploaded to the YouTube channel. Also, be sure to follow the actual Twitter at the Royal Round _ on Twitter for any updates regarding the podcast. I added like a little like Discord overlay too, so you can see who's talking at the exact same time. And if you're watching this on YouTube, definitely be sure to hit thumbs up for the boy. Be sure to still follow the links in the description section below, along with everybody else that is involved in whatever episode you guys are watching. And hi everybody.
Yo. Hello.
Hello, Sacred Fire.
You know what's really crazy about this? Like, dead ass. I'm just... Hold on, wait. I want to say we turned off notifications for this part of the podcast specifically because these playbacks do get uploaded to YouTube. And I kind of don't want to have like anything pop up. So thank you so much, Razor Wayne, for the subscription. I'm going to send you the Discord link right now. But if you guys know what the topic for this week is, it's actually something different. Normally we be talking about gaming. Normally we be talking about something else. But unfortunately, or not unfortunately, but very different. It's music. And today we have a very what's the word? Unique group. We really diverse group. Really what's the word here? Well-rounded, if you will.
We're a melting pot of individuals.
Highly intellectual individual.
Me and
Yeah,
my
good.
partners here are gonna discuss music.
But then, like, where do we even start now? Like, where would we even like
What are you guys listening to right now?
right now? Like some new releases.
I would say.
So like new releases, what we listening to? Well, who wants to go?
Anything within the past like 30 days. Like, what is on right now?
As of right now, mostly me. I've been listening to Isaiah Rashad lately. I've been literally listening mostly to him.
The Sun's Tirade or Sylvia?
Both.
Oh no, it's Sylvia. Mostly Sylvia.
Oh, okay. So you've been. Is it like did you just find him out or?
No. I didn't knew about him. I've seen Sun's Tirade.
Max is a cultured guy.
But I just feel more closely to Sylvia. It was a time when me and Nick were in school, so I was just It was definitely a nostalgic feel to it. So I guess
it resonates with the soul. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
One thing I actually want to talk about, we can talk about this future, like in the podcast. Like, I mean, we're gonna talk about new releases right now. I actually want to talk about how artists, when their first release is usually their best release.
It is.
Aside, because when it comes to a lot of artists, they have, because when it comes to their earlier releases, that's when they're struggling more, because they're not out there yet. But as soon as the artist gets like defined and he's fully out there, they start falling off, which is pretty odd. Like I think. For example, like Kanye, like they'd be like, "Oh man, his best music, well, like it's pretty undisputed. Like his really good music is a Late Registration, College Drop." They'll be like, "Wow, this is amazing" when it dropped. After that, people started having a divide when he got further on into it. And while I did, that's just
because and this like you said can go for anybody, whether it's like a band or a single artist. That goes for everybody because like to get popular, right? You have to gain some type of momentum, some type of hype off of it. So it's like, say if you have like a band that's like slowly on the rise, or an artist that's like slowly on the rise through like through the internet and like just everything like that, social media and shit like that. It's like your first round is like, this is what people know you for, right? This is what You did like say you got like a mixtape or like a little small little like a compilation of shit. This is what they know you for. Literally, your first one is like that. You know what I'm saying? It's literally just a compilation of what you've already had out. So it's like, okay, cool. Here's that. But then I feel like a lot of shit goes on behind the scenes with like just labels and peers and all that. Like life happens. Like I feel like once you start getting that momentum, once you start getting that that wave, it's like, all right, here's this life changing stuff where like money comes in and like families comes in, egos start coming in, everything starts forming, and it's like now what you put out isn't the same. Like I know for us as content creators, basically we're in the exact same boat where it's like what we've got known off of isn't the same as what we do now. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like sometimes people trap themselves in a box and you don't want to be stuck to like a single thing. Otherwise you get tired of it yourself and you start putting out more low quality shit. And it's like whenever you try to evolve and you try to advance beyond that, you will have that core group of people that's like, fuck that, you know? Like we don't want to hear that shit. You know? Like we don't want to hear or watch what the fuck you trying to change up. We know you for this. Fuck what you trying to do. But it's like, no, this is me expressing the changes in life. Like say for me, like for instance, if you're a SoundCloud rapper, right? And all of a sudden you get like a wave. That first album is going to be cool. That first album is going to be great because that's what people know you for. But then it's like once life starts changing and all this shit starts happening, it's like, all right, let me record a new album a year from everything that's already happened, right? Work on the production, talk about how much, you know, life has changed. Things are for the better now. Obviously, it's not everything's for the better, but obviously there are things that, you know, you really wish you could have had that you have now, you know? So it's like, now that you put that out there, like I said, you will have those people that are like, fuck that. We don't want to watch this. We don't want to listen to this shit. What is this? This isn't what I want to hear you for. It'd be like if a rapper became like an R&B artist or vice versa, or like somebody went to like rock or some shit. You have to, like, if you want to be diverse, I feel like early on as an artist, you should already establish that you're a diverse type of artist.
It happens in all the genres. I mean, you see, I listen to a lot of what people affectionately refer to as screamo music. I listen to a lot of that, and you find a lot of these bands. I'll use We Came as Romans for an example. They're a band out of Michigan. A lot of their early albums, very hard, very guitar chugging, a lot of just simple bar chords, a little bit of, complexity with some of the guitar parts. But as far as it goes, it was pretty kind of straightforward. And then as they start evolving in one of their most recent albums, all of a sudden it is, you know, they've got top 40 tracks out. They're being played on the radio more. And it's not necessarily, you know, there are people change. All the music changes. I mean, look at things like that. Look at a more common example. Things like Taylor Swift, how she went from country music to
straight pop.
She had a pop music now, and then in the song that came out recently, I don't remember the name of it. She like kind of like has a hip hop vibe to it. It's just people evolve over time, and they do with what's current. And as people who create content like that, they need to stay relevant somehow, because you know, music, people listen to different music all the time. It's how do I keep reinventing myself to stay relevant?
Yeah. Like I said, like just like the whole point, like even like music is in some way, not even some way, it is content creation, you know. So us being like creators, we definitely understand, you know, the whole trying to keep relevant. But I feel like that's another topic we can get on to, is like, there's a like where is the divide in that? Because like I said, we've seen a lot of people that do get that hype, and it's like, oh, I'm not about to sit here and try to stay relevant. I'm gonna just do my own thing. And some people do defy the odds, and they, you know, they stay relevant despite not conforming to the usual shit they're supposed to do, you know?
Yeah. Okay, so I believe that there's actually, it goes about it in two different ways. Basically, there's the way where it basically they progress as an artist, and while sometimes like people might not agree with their new music and all that, they do become more popular and they get more out there, and that's that now. Or what is it? On the other side, it's they get more money and all that, and they don't exactly, they do get popular, but like they start like going lower and lower in quality after they just fall off the face of the earth. And I think in one example I could use okay, so I used, like a lot of people were talking about it in the chat. They were talking about My Beautiful Twisted Dark Fantasy. Like this is for Kanye specifically. This goes with a lot of artists. If if artists grow but they still experience like difficulties and stuff like that, because that's what music is usually based on. Like, a lot of people put like emotion and like power and all passion inside their music, and that's how they can make that's why they can make like amazing music and all that type of stuff. So Kanye West, he had struggles of
family. His mama died.
No, yeah, that was the new struggle thing. Originally, it was he was like, okay, I'm poor right now. I need to get more money and all that stuff. And now he finally has like all this money and stuff like that. And he's like, Mom, we have money. You can do whatever you want. And then she dies because like she, what is it? It was the surgery thing. And the money that he got now had contributed to her. Like originally, like she wouldn't have that surgery and all that, and she wouldn't have died. So it's just like, what am I doing now? He's like, it's an overwhelming thing. So he went on to write more music and all that type of stuff. So it's like, okay, so he evolved, but like right now people are like kind of iffy with where he's going. Some people like Life of Pablo, some didn't. It's like, okay, there's that. So there's that side of the artist. And then there's The Weeknd, for example. He had the trilogy. Basically, before everyone knew that there's a House of Balloons, there's Thursday, and then there's Echoes of Silence. Debated like undisputed. Everyone's just like, okay, so somewhere in there, that's his best stuff. In my opinion, it's probably Echoes of Silence, but a lot of people say it's House of Balloons, and it'll be over there. But in the future, like right now, he's a superstar right now. And all of this stuff, no matter what you do, he's still making good music. It's just that, but no matter what you do, he's like on the top. And it's like, that's where usually you want to see your artist. They're getting bigger out there and they're making more moves and they're being successful and all. And you don't want them falling off the face of the earth like that, or people having a huge problem with what they do and in their new music. So, yeah.
Yeah. I feel you know what's really crazy about that. It's really crazy to even talk about this too, because like one of my favorite artists and like probably the butt of everyone's jokes is J. Cole. As somebody who's like watched him from his old shit, I'm talking about I was a J. Cole fan, and you can ask Max, he's here. I used to I watched him grow, and it's like, for him to sit there and be like, I know what gets the sales, I know how to do it, but fuck that shit, I'm gonna do it my own way. I have nothing but respect for that. That's why a lot of that shit goes into my content creation, you know, because it's like, because it's one thing to know what gets the views, it's one thing to know what's popular, it's one thing to know what's gonna maintain your relevance, you know. It's one thing to do it, but it's another thing to go against it and still stay true to yourself, which I feel like a lot of people don't do, because, you know, like I said, money's like the fucking root of all evil, damn near. And it's like you chase after that. You know, you want money to be stable. You want it to be just safe. You know, like think about like real talk. Let's sit here and say, like, let's actually sit here and say nobody would want money. You know, we've all been in situations where we needed money before. We've all been in situations where we've needed some type of help from people, right? And it's like you can't really get mad at people for chasing after this thing that they originally didn't even have. You know, The Weeknd, while we're on the topic, he was actually homeless.
He was homeless.
People didn't know that he was homeless as hell, and now look at him. He's one of the biggest motherfucking stars in the world. But that's because he had a sound that not only Drake used, but then he evolved it himself to where it's his own thing now, you know? So it's like it's one thing, like I said, to know what gets it, because if people really wanted to, they could drop like 4 or 5 hit singles a year if they really wanted to. But you know, I feel like that takes away the artist aspect of everything, and I feel like that is where the disconnect comes from, because I feel like once you let money and like statistics and all this shit and politics get in the way of all your creative like processes, I feel like that's when the quality in what you make is bad. Because I know for me personally, and this is something that like we all can relate to in terms of like just us being content creators, whether it's a different profession or not, you know, the situations that we go through in life definitely do affect our moods. They definitely do affect you know, what we say and how we act, obviously. So it's like, I can sit here and tell you, whenever numbers are low, I'm honestly in a bad mood, you know. But and then in turn, I would make bad content because I'm not the same person that I am normally, because people would know. I always say, you know it's bad when the people know. I will always say that. I've told everybody this. You know it's bad when the audience, the subscribers, the viewers, the listeners, they know. They know when something is wrong with you. And you can sit there and put up the facade and be like, yo, I'm good, welcome back, and yada yada yada. You can just make a trash product, but people will know. And they'll obviously get bored of you. Or they'll start complaining or start... That's when you get those like Lil Wayne type of discussions where it's like, oh, hey, back in the day, so-and-so used to be good, and now he's just...
That goes back to the whole I think one number one thing about like struggle and all that contributes to people creating like great music, or like it also like struggle also like will depress people, and it's just like that's understandable. But one thing about struggle, it makes you hungry, like for like you want to be on top and all that. But when you're already like you like when you're hungry, you keep on trying to do all this stuff so you can finally get to the top. But then there's people that are already at the top, and now it's just like, how do I go about this? Because there's a bunch of artists that are like, they finally get to the top, and then they're just sitting there and just looking around. And it's like, how exactly will I go about the next shit?
The thing, what I've noticed, and this is, and I love music. I love music because of all this, because of how well, not entirely, but by how well like certain stuff happens in like YouTube compared to like the music industry. Because a lot of this shit's pretty much the same. Because it's entertainment at the end of the day.
Oh yeah.
So it's so when I look at that, fuck, I forgot literally what we were talking about. Literally was just fucking on it. I literally had it. What did you say?
It was hungry.
Oh yeah.
Artists
when it comes to people at the top, real talk, honestly, and this goes the same way it does for like content creation, and it's one of those things where it's like, as long as you keep doing you, somebody at the top is going to come. And if not try to take it, try to help you master it while still using it for their advantage, you know?
Agenda.
Yeah.
Oh, Weekend Drake.
No. And that's happened before. Look what happened with Kanye West and Designer. Or Kanye West and Cudi.
Kanye West and Cudi.
Or and Cudi's the entire influence around 808s.
People really sleep on like Cudi in general. They just be like, oh, he's just fell off like as a whole an artist, but he's done so much for people. And Kid Cudi's like saved. Like a lot of people have talked about. A lot of artists are just like, this guy saved my life.
Yeah. So it's like when you have that, it's like you being hungry. That's one thing. But I feel like at some point something has to give, and whether or not you have a lot of pride, or not, somebody's gonna come and try to help you like master, whether they're bigger or smaller. I've had a lot of people come to me and was like, "Yo, I want to help you do this," you know, and it worked out well. So it's like you need that. There has to be some type of extra help around here, you know. And I feel like those people at the top, they're the gatekeepers for a lot of the shit that gets popping nowadays, you know. Where it's like, if you have the big people at the top, they're like, oh, hey, this is something that's like really fucking talented. This is somebody that's really good at what they do, right? Let me go and, if not help them out, try to take it, you know? Like, look at what happened with Drake and X. X didn't have all that popularity, but when Drake uploaded that KMT and people were spazzing out because of X got buzz.
Yeah, same thing happened with like Kendrick Lamar too.
Yeah, so it's like those people, and whether you like it or not, those bigger guys can actually help you more than they seem as a threat, you know. I'm in a competition with a lot of niggas that are bigger than me in my head, but that's only because I want to like get to where they're at eventually, not in no like malice or fuck them or anything like that, obviously not. But you know, I don't want to sit there and be behind when these niggas are doing the exact same thing I am. And in their turn, and if they in their mindset, it's music, you know. Everybody thinks they make better content than somebody. They just don't want to say it. If they say it, they seem conceited, they seem overconfident, you know, shit like that, arrogant, all that, you know. But you have to make it like you do.
You just gotta have it in your head if you intend to keep on going.
Honestly,
otherwise you just gonna fall through.
Now this is another thing that I feel like has to get talked about, and this is where a lot of people can come in and I can chime in on this. But just recently, I'm gonna say rest in peace to Chester Bennington of Linkin Park. I don't even know how to. Let's do mental health. Let's do that, and then no. First of all, let's talk about Linkin Park, and then let's talk about mental health, because those are like important ass things to damn near the entire, no, not even damn near the entire world, honestly.
I think for Linkin Park, right off the bat, I think this goes for like a lot of let's say a lot of people that aren't like generally like, okay, so at the time of when Linkin Park was like dropping their hottest stuff, YouTube just started and all that stuff, a lot of people couldn't get with the whole, like, they think like, okay, black people, you guys listen to your rap and yada yada, everyone else listens to your type of music. After that, rock, like, rock wasn't really a thing where it's like, because if you listen to rock, like for example, for me when I was younger, it's just like, if you listen to rock, it's just like, that's kind of weird, because you're then be like, oh, you're black, what are you doing listening to rock? But Linkin Park were the guys basically that helped everyone get into like this whole new thing. Like for me, once I got into Linkin Park, I got into like all types of older bands. I got into Bon Jovi, I got into Queen, and all, like, I was just like, because Linkin Park set all of that in stone for the beginning of it, and I'm just like, when I listen to this, I actually could get with it really. I could really get with it, because at the time where Linkin Park was coming out, we were in like the bling era of rap, so they didn't talk as much about your own personal struggles and shit like that. And Linkin Park would like Chester's stuff, he would constantly talk about like the struggles with yourself, like all this like pain and all that, and I was just like, I'm like, I feel this, I can understand this, I'm like, I relate with this stuff. But after that, it helped so much to get further on into different genres and all that. And I think that with that alone, if you're able to get into like one genre just through an artist, you can get into like multiple music and all that type of stuff, because music is actually, it's a really, really great thing. And that's all just because one guy had made a song through, like, it got to an AMV. I think you're just like, wait, this is amazing.
You know what's really crazy about that too? It really is amazing too, because I remember me and Max used to always like watch those AMVs, and like that opened the door for like a lot of other bands to come out and just be put over our favorite shit in a compilation. You know, that like that right there was dope as hell. I want you to know, I actually had an old ass like playlist as a kid. I forget, it was I used to be a mix of shit. I used to have like fuck around and have like Linkin Park and Korn and my shit, cause that's all they would put on there. You hear like Sum 41 or some shit, or fucking who else Deadtones, who else, there's a plethora of them.
What is it, Papa Roach's one?
Yeah. What's another one?
3 Days Grace.
3 Days Grace. Some old ass Nirvana.
Yes. Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like, you had all these different bands that would come out on these like AMVs, and then it'd be like, all right, here is one song on this AMV, but then fuck that, here's the same AMV with a whole different song that fits, you know. And it's like, oh shit, now I wanna like listen to this band's music. Now I wanna listen to whoever this is. I wanna listen to it. And for me, I think what it was for me, that kind of got me into like Linkin Park and specifically, which in turn got me into like all these other bands, was kind of just because my mom put me on. You know, mom used to play like In the End all the time, and we didn't know what the hell it was. We just like listen to that shit, and she's like, y'all listen to Linkin Park, and we're like, no, what is that? And I just a band. So she put us on game. Me and Max went on the internet. This is like 2008, 2009, when YouTube was just now starting up and shit. Nigga, AMVs were everywhere, you know? And it's just, man, like it's a cycle, you know? You get into one thing, and it in turns gets you into a whole lot of other stuff. And then I soon eventually would grow out of the like heavy metal rock type of shit, but then Max would stay. But I still like know, like, I used to listen to that shit faithfully. But like it's true. Like the cycle of like, you know, getting into shit definitely for us played a humongous part from Linkin Park. They definitely got me into all of that.
I think the Collision Course album that they did with Jay-Z was also
Dog, that shit is shit is monumental, yo. Oh my goodness, yo. All of that.
Linkin Park didn't already start making bridges. I think with that album right there, that's when more bridges started.
No, and that's where the connection comes from, because this is a hip hop artist at this point in his prime. Honestly, this was Jay-Z's like big run, you know, and for him to do that, not only do you get the white people coming over to the black community, you get the black ones coming over to the whites. It's a mix. It's a mash. And it was so fucking cool. I remember when that album came out. I remember the fucking the concerts that used to get uploaded to YouTube and shit. Speaking about that, Jay-Z had a concert I think like 2 weeks ago that where he like paid tribute to Chester. Like he played their Numb remix, and it was so sad because like everybody in the crowd was like that. They like would show everybody in the crowd. They had these girls crying. They had these dudes that was like in tears, yelling and shit. Put the lighters in the air for Chester, dog. It was so fucking beautiful. It was so beautiful, dog. That shit made me tear up again. I want you to know when that. But on that day that happened, man, I was broken. Like I remember, you know what's really crazy about that day? That day is insane because I remember this is like mad early in the morning. It's early in the morning, and it's a live ass call. We just chilling, you know, and out of nowhere, Mikey reads Chester Bennington of Linkin Park dies, and then the first thing in my head, I'm like, the one that sings, and they're like the lead singer, yeah. I'm like, that's not him. It's like, yes it is, and then Mikey, because Mikey was the first one. Mikey was like, oh no. I'm like, wait, don't tell me. And like I go check it, Google this nigga's name, and I see him. I'm like, no. And he said it was suicide. I broke down crying that day. Yeah. I remember that shit faithfully. I was not right that day. I had to leave. I went like a whole tangent on Twitter. I went to go for like a little small walk, nigga. I was bawling that day because I was not ready for that.
Yeah.
It was terrible. I woke up like woke up. It must have been like 3 o'clock, and I just see like everything on Twitter like, "Oh, rest in peace, Chester Bennington." I was like, "What? This is not real. This is not real." I had to look it up, and I saw it. I was like, "Yo, what?" No, I was actually shook.
For me, it came real late. Like, fam, it was like what in the middle of the afternoon and shit. And I'm sitting here, I'm doing all my shit, and then here I am. I'm currently on Facebook at this point in time because I wasn't currently looking on my Twitter, and I was like, wow, oh my god. Then I get into the Discord chat. I asked everybody else what was on. It was like, yeah, man, suicide. I was devastated. I ended up listening to their whole albums for at least a good hours, and it was just man, I couldn't wake up from
just
that.
Had to go back.
Yeah. No, yikes. Mental health, man. People need to start watching out for it.
I think rap is like enlightening more on that though.
No.
It is.
Because I saw this.
You know what my thing is about that though. I feel like this is where like the disconnect comes from, is because like rap being how big that it is now, right? And then rock or metal being like, if anything, still top 3. You know, they've been touching on that shit for the longest. You know, mental health, depression and shit. They've been like rock and metal have just been like
they've actually been talking about that.
No, that's their entire genre. If you're being real, you know, it's like heartbreak and suicide shit and all that. Like that's what they did that too. Yeah, like that's what they like focus on a lot. And you know, nowadays, you know, since everybody's talking about, you know, fucking money, you know, we off the Zans, you know, young Zannies, you know, we trapping out the bando, you feel me? It's like you never get to hear that, but it's like, you know, it's that's one thing I joke about it a lot. I joke about it a lot, but at the same time, I respect it, if anything, because mental health, suicide, depression, heartbreak is something that we don't even talk about a lot, you know, like that to begin with, you know, unless it's like something happens, then all it's like, oh shit. But I feel like they rock and shit, they've been, like I said, touching on these subjects for years, you know? And it sucks because I joke about it a lot, and this is probably why Crimson hates me like a motherfucker. It's like that shit is not, for me, it's like, I don't want to hear music and lyrics about something I'm already feeling, you know? Where it's like, if I'm like, cause like, say you get those random ass nights where it's like, you know, your anxiety starts flaring up, or you just start getting like mad deep in your head or whatever, you know? And I feel like that type of music, you know, I can understand what it is for some people where it's therapy, but for me, I cannot listen to it. It gets me more down than I need it to be, you know? And I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Like I said, for some people it's therapy. For some people it's the complete opposite. You know, it gets them out of it. It helps them, if anything, cope. But for me, it just makes a downward like spiral for me. And instead of having all these like dark ass thoughts, it gets even darker at some point. You know, and that's why I'm like, I can't listen to that shit. I joke about it all the time, but like I said, I recognize for some people that's just what they like. That's what it is for them. It's therapy.
Yeah, because there's a different feeling for it. Because okay, sometimes there's two ways to go about it. Sometimes you want to listen to sad music while you're sad because it's just like, hey, other people are sad too. Or you want to listen to like something like completely different on like a more hype side, and so because you just want to feel better. I feel like a lot of music does better. It helps a lot with situations when it's actually going fully in depth with the same situation that you're going through. Like for example, the reason I recently I listen to Broadcast a lot. I stand the hell out of them a lot purely because of they're actually just a group of like basically like around 20 and all that, and they all like there's college dropouts and all that stuff. And it's not like just like, oh, we just dropped out of college to make music. Like there's a lot of stuff going into it. One guy, Merlin, he talks about this whole situation about like, oh, I came from Africa, I came to this big ass school, I got a huge scholarship, and I was like, oh wait, I'm fucking depressed over here. I hate this. After that, when you listen to that, you're just like, hey man, sometimes school can be depressing. I feel this. After that, you want to relate to it. After that, because that makes you feel better. And then there's other times where it's just like some of the music's just like, hey man, I just want to fucking die, and you're just like, oh yeah, I want to die too. And after that, it won't help the situation. But it goes about like two types of people. But yeah, sometimes I'd rather have relatable situations than one where it's just like it's like pushing me to do bad stuff.
Yeah, that just strengthens it.
Yeah, I wouldn't. That's one of those things you don't want to get into like that.
For me, it was more different because like, fam, I would listen to this stuff and it would be like, it helps me recognize that life isn't always going to be all sunshines and rainbows. It's not going to be going your way and shit. But because of the fact that I listen to a different genre of music, I rarely even go into the heavy metal shit. I always find myself in those situations where I see that the music is starting to become more uplifting and more encouraging, where it basically is telling you, fam, you can endure this shit. You can move on. You just have to try. You just have to ensure that you can, you know, work your way through it, because life is full of hurdles. You just gotta keep on going with it. And what I like about this is because, and I'm just going back into the rap function of everything. I once saw this song called "I'm Sorry" from Joyner Lucas. If you ever heard of him, ever seen the music?
Oh yeah, it's like suicide. Yeah. It's Joyner Lucas is probably one of the, I think he's new. I think he's like
he's very new.
He's a new guy. He made a suicide awareness video. Basically, from one perspective, it's the person who's killing himself, what's going on through their head, and then in the other one, like in the second verse, it's what it does to the people around you, how it affects the people that love you, actually, you know, because it definitely like that song shedded some light, because it was like, it's like whatever you go through in your head, you know, you may think you're all alone. You may think like, you know, people don't fuck with you, like people hate you and shit like that. But it's like you'll never know if you kill yourself, you know, because how many people are asking to come to your funeral and be like, bro, what the fuck, you know? Like suicide is such a selfish topic. It's crazy. It's wild.
No, wait though. No.
It's really on more like the person.
It's really the most subjective thing you can be in. Because I was getting into this in my last video for this anime called Recreators. You cannot call somebody selfish all because of the fact of how you feel about it. That's just making it you more selfish of it. It's you gotta relate to these people. You gotta understand that they are, and I hate saying, I really do hate saying. I said this in my video. You cannot call a person weak when they kill themselves. You cannot call a person. No,
you actually can't. It takes so much effort.
I'm telling you, you can't. They have to take so much in, and depression is like a mental sickness. So you already know, double that shit. You're already feeding it. That
people think too much of the people that like, oh, like your friend is like, I can't believe that was my friend that did that, and I was like, it's like realistically, if you focused more on the person, then this probably wouldn't, like there's a lot that goes into it, but it's just like a lot of people, they need someone at the moment, and everyone wants to be there after it's already over. Like what is it, Chester's case, for example? A lot of people, when the Linkin Park album like that recently came out, I would see a lot of people that would clown the album, like, and they completely just disregard the history.
Yeah, they were just bashing on it, and
they were bashing on it. And after he died, they were like, "Oh my goodness, I can't believe that." Like, I'm like, dude, like,
literally just
not a single amount of people.
Like what if you're contributing to everything, my guy?
Like exactly, like, you know, they don't realize it. Like, he's gone. All of his music is telling you, it's like, hey, like he's screaming out in pain. But then after, they're just like, oh, I wonder what happened. It's like, what do you mean? Like, everything you're listening to,
he's literally screaming at you in pain.
Like, it's crazy.
Like, this man is literally sending you a message of help. I need help. I need somebody to. I'm not trying to say if he's like an attention grabber or anything like that. I'm just saying he's just trying to get his voice out there. And the thing is, people don't when they listen to the music, they hardly ever listen to the actual message of each verse.
Oh yeah,
and because it's like, and this is what I don't like about the current music as of right now, where it's like trap music and all that. It's like you miss these subtle moments in which they're telling you they plan on doing this shit, or they're having these problems because of the fact that you're bumping to this loud ass music, this nice good beat that they
You know what's really crazy? You know what's really crazy about that? Future's actually the perfect example, because he'll talk about like, you know, taking drugs to, like, you know, numb the pain and shit, and everybody does it. You know, like that, even like mumble rap nowadays, if you like actually go look into the lyrics or whatever, they'll talk about like actually like taking drugs and smoking and shit to numb the pain that goes on like in their head and in their stomachs and shit. And it's like nobody cares about that shit. This song just sounds good, my nigga. It's like, wait, what?
It's so unfortunate. And then after that, you have like, what is it, SoundCloud people who are just like they're completely defeating any purpose, where it's just like there's like no music whatsoever. Like there's no lyrics, but everyone's just putting certain shit on, and I'm just like, it's really ridiculous. I'm just like, okay.
Like,
but
it all goes to the saying of why most people smoke weed, and it's like some people give this bullshit as excuse, basically saying, and I'm not saying that maybe this so-called excuse is fake or not. I'm just stating that most people that say this shit is not really real about it. They mostly say, "Oh, I'm just smoking weed just to go through life's struggles, man," and I'm like, okay. There's two things that could come out from that. You're basically telling me a lie, and you're only doing it because either it's a trend or you just love doing it in general, which is both things. I'm not gonna be like mad at you for, you know, because it's like everybody always says, man, if you don't smoke weed, you don't smoke weed. If you smoke weed, you smoke weed. That's pretty much it. But it's like, people always got to give themselves a reason to get out of the bullshit that they make for themselves, and that's just annoying.
Yeah, some people are numbing. Some actually just like follow a trend. It's really stupid. Also, like one thing that's really pissing me off as of recent, depression and stuff like that, killing yourself. For some reason, that's become a trend as of recent. Like not through like other people. Like there's obviously some people like dead ass serious, but then there's certain artists I saw them come out of it, and I forgot what was one guy's name. He had like some kind of he had really stupid hair. But basically, you could tell he's not like, he doesn't feel any type of shit. Like he's just some dude pulling out or whatever the hell. But when he wants to talk about all that shit, like depression, all that, just because it's a trend as of recent, he's just like, it's really annoying to see that. And people make these like self-deprecating type of stuff. Even like on Twitter, like aside from music, just like it's just like, oh man, yeah, I'm just fucking depressed, and it's like just memeing the fuck out of it. I'm just like,
now
the thing.
Now I want to switch the topic here. Just a bit, but it's still gonna be a little bit on the same note. If you listen to most songs that come in that were out, even in previous times where it's like Delta music and all that shit, the black people especially were definitely hitting on struggles, and
Black people can be depressed.
Oh yeah, they get that whole fucking like
No. I want you to know. And this is the most wildest shit in the world, and you know it's really crazy, dead ass. I want you to know that growing up in a black family, you actually you can't get depressed.
You don't believe in it.
They don't believe in that shit at all.
I think it's just like you being like a big baby or something like that, and it's just like they don't believe in depression.
You gotta tough it out, pray to God, be spiritual, know that.
Remember though, music is different. Music is different. You can express yourself through music. Delta music.
What the fuck is Delta music?
You don't know what the fuck Delta music is?
What is that?
Delta music is like freaking the blues. The freaking times in like the 1920s era where freaking you have Robert Johnson.
Nigga, that old ass nigga, what the fuck is that? The old ass music.
Nigga.
To be honest with you, I actually really do like the old ass music.
Yeah, same, I do.
No, that's fine. That's fine, but you can't use a fucking old ass term.
No, I can use that because I'm saying those.
All right, man, you gotta go.
Is inside of music.
Hold on, I just like it stopped out, like time stopped for like 3 seconds.
All I'm saying is you can't just bring an old ass term for an old category. We're talking to newer people.
Listen to what I was saying before. I was basically saying that depression has always been in music.
Oh no, no. It always has been. That's not nobody saying. No. It always has been. But it's just crazy now because when it comes to music like blues, blues when it was created at that time, it wasn't even because of depression. It was because of the shit that was going on. Blues originated from in New York from the slavery days. When everybody was moving up north, that's when the Renaissance was going on. The Renaissance for black people was going on. That was more geared towards what was going on at the time, which I feel like actually plays into the whole depression thing. Is like people, I feel like black people don't have depression. That just happens to be the I guess the circumstance type of thing, where like the families, they look at it and it's like, you can't have depression. We're just broke as fuck. You know, you can't have depression. You just have bad grades. You can't have depression. You just not believing in God a lot. You know, that's how I feel like it is in the houses of like certain people. It's the circumstances that present themselves that give it as an excuse to not be mentally aware of where you're going.
God
through.
has a plan for you. Sign like that.
I hate that so much. I was like, yo, man, God he's just letting you struggle. Like, it's the same people. It's just all like, it's like, you know, man, the hurricanes are wild, but you know, God, like, he could come back. And I'm just like, dog, like, there's a place and time for things. No, that's
not it.
You're gonna put that away. God's not fucking blowing away people just because it's just like, hey, I'm about to drop in on y'all. Like, no, stop it. Like, go on, man.
I don't understand it. Like I said, black people, and this is probably why Linkin Park plays like such an important like point of just the mix of genres in general, is because like Chester was fucking depressed. Majority of those songs depressed that song, you know, and a lot of black people that were considered not black enough listen to them especially. And then there was some black people that just tried to be trendy at that time. You can ask your parents about this shit. Deadass. My mom let me know. They deadass would just ride the wave of hype and shit. And they would just sit there and they'd be like, you know, they never really like fuck with the movement at all. And then like eventually they got into it, you know? So it's like, I feel like that's where like the bridge comes in, which is why they were so important.
I don't know how people could like really like say like that's what pissed me off when I was young. And I was like, how is rock now just only a white thing predominantly? Just cause like even then, like back then, like white music, like the rock music then by the artists, like old artists, like 80s artists and 70s artists and stuff like that, I'm like, it was amazing. But at the same time, old rock was like pioneered by like older black people. I'm just like, dog, so it's not a bad thing if we're gonna go to rock. Like what? Like it's a thing for everybody.
I think it all comes down to stereotypes.
Yeah, like no, black people stereotype the hell out of themselves. It's so wild.
There's definitely stereotypes. Because it's like black people, you know, they have to be portrayed a certain way. And I mean, at some point, it's understandable how they have to be portrayed or how they have to like live up. Because, you know, I don't want to be that guy, but like black people ain't winning in America. We're definitely not. We've been at the bottom for a good grip. Any ethnic group has been at the bottom for a good grip. How it is to be black in America, you know, you have to be hard. You have to be strong. You have to be willing to put that shit to the side and work. You have to be willing to provide for your family. You have to be like stable. You know, you have to be up there because you're already at a disadvantage anyway being in here. So it's like at some point, you know, the music, the shit that you like follows, you know. And with rap being as popular as it is now, you know, black people are portrayed as these ghetto hooligans, these coons, if you will. And you know, not everybody acts like that. Not every black person is like that. Not everybody is what you hear in the music, you know. But people don't know that. Ignorance is bliss. You know, you don't really know a lot of that. You know, and I feel like it's all just comes down to stereotypes, how you want to be portrayed, how people portray you to be without even having a conversation with you. It's just weird. You know, I said if I would have never met Chase, if I would have never had a conversation with him, I'd be like, yo, he's just a dad. Like, this is somebody's dad right now.
Okay, hold on. Somebody's dad? Really? I mean,
you look
technically
old,
you're
dog.
not wrong, but like technically you're not accurate either.
Okay, like how so?
I mean, I'm dead.
You're not.
It's fucking chasing this shit. Let's get it. Like, let's go. Let's go.
Like that, I would sit here and I would assume like, yeah, like Chase is somebody's dad. He
Well, I
listens.
guess a grown man. That's a father. That's
he
a respectable white man.
I'm gonna say he used to listen to some old Backstreet Boys back in his day.
Okay,
you feel
be
me?
honest, they're okay. Backstreet Boys are pretty fire. NSYNC is more.
NSYNC was more fire. Gun to my head.
NSYNC was way more fire.
You can tell Backstreet Boys I said bye bye bye. Who?
Bye bye. But you see what I'm saying though? Like it's all just how you like look and how you portray yourself. You know, you never know unless you talk to niggas. You know.
Exactly. That's why I'm always hard.
But I ain't no job, baby. Bye 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 bye.
Like not like in my personality, not like anything else. Because
I mean, it can be. You feel me? But no, but legit, like I promise you, like no, if and Jay's like the perfect example. If you were another white person, I promise you, you would never know. Chase listens to like black music sometimes. Or like hip hop.
Montana 300, like it's terrifying.
It's crazy. It's actually really surprising. It's really surprising too. I don't understand it. I don't get it. But you know what? I'm all for the multicultural awareness thing. I'm all for it, big dog.
I mean, that Ugly God tape was fired.
There you go.
It was.
It actually was. Wait, chill.
It was.
Speaking about Ugly God. Ugly God. This is something that somebody was wanting to talk about in the chat. The newer rappers.
Okay, wait. Let me break this down. Okay, so we got one. We got the first one. Apparently, that we thought it was about to be. He's about to drop some crazy shit or something like that. His first mixtape was like okay and all that, but people like had a pretty good review on it. It was Lil Yachty. Right now, dude is just
Wow.
there. He's more of a brand kind of. After that, there's a Lil Uzi. He's just like right now it's just Uzi Vert, just Uzi just by itself. He's blowing the fuck up.
Yeah.
Personally, he's my favorite out of like that whole bunch. They have 21 Savage. They have he's not mumble rapper, but he's
I thought we were just talking about new. I didn't know we were doing mumble.
Yeah, XXX, you know.
Oh, you got X, you got Kodak, you got who else is that? There's Playboy Cardi.
Yeah.
New chopper.
A lot of them. I'm being like, I'm a strong advocate for like Uzi because his old stuff was pretty fire. But to be honest with you, I couldn't really get behind Yachty's new thing. I couldn't. That
Yachty album was bad.
Yeah.
Sorry, I can't get with Lil Yachty, man. That's one.
Yeah, I can't do that either. 21 dropped some new shit.
Exactly.
You hear that
21?
new song? That fucking what is it? What is it
No,
called?
I have not.
Bank
I
account?
got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
8 M's in my bank account. Like
Hey.
I only heard that song, but I'll see what I'll check out for the
I
fucking
need to listen to the rest.
the album. But Kodak's like
Kodak reminds me of like a modern day Lil Boosie.
But like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I like younger, skinny Kodak. Like, what is it? Like, No Flocking Kodak was probably best Kodak. To be honest with you, because when No Flocking came out, that was like one of the most hungriest songs I've heard. Plus, the beat was just fucking stupid good.
I feel like you're being really biased towards that beat though.
Dog, that beat is fucking nice. Jesus Christ.
Remember when we were gonna freestyle to that shit?
I've been trying to get on that for like the fucking longest amount of time.
Let's do
dog.
it. What the fuck?
I might. I promise you.
Ooh,
Wait. Let's talk about this. No, people don't talk about like okay, they're all talking about this new artist like the fucking other niggas and shit like that. I want to talk about people who've been there, but like they're just finally dropping shit. It's Nick at Night, the guys from Pro Era. It's Kirk Knight, Nick Caution.
I wouldn't say they've been just dropping shit. They've been they've been
around, but it's just like their newest fucking their group album shit. It's actually really fucking good. Like if people like 1999, like Joey Badass and shit, and all that, this new it's fucking like amazing. I'm a strong advocate for it.
What I'm liking about Pro Era now is that they're still trying to branch themselves out a little bit away from Joey Badass, but they still fuck with.
Oh yeah, they're trying to make their own shit, and it's actually really good by itself. I didn't sleep on Nick Caution. I thought he was a good ass rapper. But Kirk Knight, I thought of him more as a producer, but he actually he's out. He's with the shits right now. It's fucking wild.
Kirk Knight production game is
It's actually ridiculous.
When Joey sat there and told me that Kirk did that entire album for him, I was like, you gotta be lying to me. I went and looked at the credits, dog. He did most of that shit, and I was sitting here and I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
Yep. I didn't even hear.
Like they
have a music video too. They have a music video too right now. I think it was like it's all. What is it? All Night? No, it's. No, Off the Wall. Yeah, Off the Wall. It was such a great music video. Like the production on it was really well too. And I'm like, why isn't this doing like amazing? But it's like they've been overshadowed right now at the moment because of these other artists, and it's really unfortunate because this is really good music, and they're hella underrated at the moment.
Yeah, man. A lot of groups that are still or at least that's what I think are still hot are like just not getting any publicity at all. Like TD is still like.
Oh yeah, but
it's just Kendrick and then everyone else.
Like right now it's just like they're just leading them behind. But no, SZA dropped some crazy shit. She blew up the game with her. She's actually a huge artist right now.
Her album was really good too. It was amazing.
Remember when she first came out? I was like, oh my god, she's about to be something. After that was at the same time when she got put on. Sylvia already was already out. And it's like these are like the new people that they added. There's some crazy ass stuff.
Isaiah Rashad needs to drop new music right now.
Oh yeah,
he does. He really needs to. I need more.
He needs to.
I think that everyone. I don't know. We need more Isaiah Rashad. We need Absol to go back
Yeah,
He hasn't made anything better than Control System.
Like right now, like the recent stuff, Do What Thou Wilt was good, but it was like it's not like no matter what, it's still not like it's not Control System. Nothing
doesn't
is
top
Control
it.
System good.
It doesn't top it.
Yeah, it does. It definitely doesn't top it. It's just like, oh, it's okay. This is an Absol album. People were
I think what made Control
System
so different was because of the instrumentation. Like
Yeah,
the beats,
man,
like
that
the
was
like the
He
beat selection was,
was
just
right
different.
off of him after Lori Joe had killed herself. Like he was that was like right after.
No. But I'm saying it's not. Absol hasn't been saying anything different. He really hasn't. Him as an artist, he's been rapping about the same politics. He's been rapping about the same clever little like rhyme schemes that he does, and that's what he does, you know. But I'm saying what made Control System so amazing was the beat selection. You'll never hear a Bohemian Grove and then number 2 on the exact same track list ever again.
Nah, he's right. Bohemian Grove had an amazing instrumental.
Track 2 was okay. Like Absol is one of like the probably like right now out of all the like artists that are just like you know like around this time like 2010 and up that came out. Absol is like top 5 dudes that could bar the hell out. Track 2 was just fucking destruction. It was actually crazy, just back to back bars. And I was like, God, man, this is a beautiful. I love this guy. After he just disappeared, I'm like, oh, but he did do pretty well on Raw Backwards. Like there's like Raw Backwards on All You Rap. It's like he actually slaps pretty. Like he's still around.
That actually banged.
Yeah, that was really good.
That album dropped. What was that? Like back in November when that came out?
Yeah, back
That
November.
album smacked. Raw Backwards and All You Rappers. I was just like, wait, what?
Like it hits you, and you're like, yo, wait a minute.
It's Backwards is
scene from
war.
It's the scene from The Hangover when Alan's sitting there at the bar, like doing all the numbers in his head. I'm sitting there behind the wheel of the car. And he just say,
God
it was
bless.
wild. No, that entire album's, I would say that.
I feel like we should get rid of Lil Yachty, though, to be honest with you. Like I think one problem. It's the thing with him. It's not like it's not the fact that he's just like, oh, it's just with bad music. I think it's probably because he's got like nothing to him. Usually music is substance and it's coming from something. But Yachty doesn't. He says he doesn't feel anything besides happiness, and it's just like, that's cool, but you can't make shit with that.
I'd compare Yachty to something along the lines of back in the day, like pre-2010, when you heard like a T-Pain feature on every song, you're like, oh, this is gonna be good. But then outside of that, T-Pain's music also slapped. You listen to a Yachty feature and you're like, okay, like this adds some substance to it. But then you listen to his album and it's 19 tracks of I'm happy and have never done hooligans.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's
you know what makes me mad?
Don't get me wrong, like I respect the man for not,
You know what makes me mad about Lil Yachty?
What makes you mad?
He can rap.
He can.
Have y'all heard Mason 97?
No.
Go to YouTube right now. Whoever's watching this, if you're on in this motherfucker, if you're watching the playback, YouTube right now, search up Lil Yachty Mason 97, and that nigga goes in, and I'm like, why don't you do this? Why don't you do this? What the fuck is happening here? Like actually, what's really going on?
If I just start yelling, you'll know if I like it or not.
You listening to it right now?
I'm just got it on in the background. I'm still listening to you.
Like he like once that beat drops and he just starts going ham, I'm like, holy shit, my nigga. And he makes me mad because I'm like, yo, you can like no. And this was the funny thing about this. All the new niggas can rap. They all know how to rap. They all come from rapping, you know. But it just doesn't. It's just not what's popular. So they're not gonna do it.
Oh yeah, no, I forgot to talk about that. A lot of rappers that converted over to mumble rap, quote unquote, it's a lot of them had lyrical like backgrounds. Like what is it?
Uzi knows how to rap.
Uzi had like he used to try to go bar for bar and all that shit. X, he used to be like, I mean, like right now he can like he's doing like his little reference shit, whatever the fuck. But originally he tried to have a lyrical phase and all that, but that didn't work out. I think. Who else? There's a lot of people that just have like a lyrical background thing where they just try to go about it in like conscious rap, but then it just like it didn't do well, and that talks a lot about how people don't support conscious, like they like people don't really care that much about lyrics at the moment. They're just like, hey, as long as it doesn't like suck, like you're not saying stupid shit, it's like, hey, we're with it.
Exactly.
That segues that perfectly into what I was gonna ask. Whether this goes for anybody in the chat, whether this goes for anybody in here, anybody watching this on YouTube, do you listen to music for the lyrics or just like the feel?
It's a mix.
I feel like
Definitely a mix.
For me personally, there's certain moods for it, and like there's times where I'm just like I want to listen to some ignorant shit just because, but you're definitely allowed to listen to other stuff because you don't want to be too deep. Like one person, like you need to have a balance for it. If you don't have a balance, you become a one side like a defender, and it gets really annoying. Like like for example, like Seth over here, like he's not here right now, but Seth, he advocates conscious and
Seth and Jeremiah and Joey, they love boom bap shit.
Like no, even Joey actually listens to stuff like nowadays because he's just like, yeah, you just get you're boring if you don't listen to anything. Like you need to get yourself out there because even when you just listen to conscious rap, like okay, do you have any other genres or something like that? And they're just like, nah, just conscious rap, and it's like, why? That's boring. After that, there's people that just listen to ignorant shit the whole time, and it's just like, why? You're not doing it. What's going on? Like,
honest, real talk. And
some substance.
And this, for me, it's mostly the feel for me. I don't give a fuck with no damn lyrics, cause it's like, this is my thing. My thing is, as long as you can like flow on a beat, well, that's all I give a fuck about, you know. Like
it's honestly the same.
Like I like lyrics. Like lyrics are cool and all that clever wordplay shit is nice. And now it's nice. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, what good is lyrics when the beat's bad? Or what's good with lyrics when the cadence is off? You know? And it's like why should I sit here and overanalyze anything this nigga is saying when it just sounds good? You know what I'm saying? Like at that point it's poetry. And poetry's not boring. Nobody's saying that at all. Cause when it comes to lyrics and rap, it's all wordplay at the end of the day, right? So it's like wordplay is nice and all, but what good is wordplay when it's like when your beat is just bad?
Like, if it doesn't sound good, there's no replay value.
That's why I like Drake so much. Drake is my favorite artist, right? Hands down, we all know this, right? And it's like Drake knows how to write a beat. He knows how to sit there and make a song sound good, whether his bars are like fucking trash or not. It sounds good, you know? And it's like that's where we have to like separate the categories, you know? Where it's like if we're going off lyrics, Earl Sweatshirt is out rapping anybody. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Other than Lupe and I want to say Lupe and
But like as of like right now.
Absol
could go bar for bar.
Other than Lupe and Absol, Earl is probably one of my favorite ones. And we're just talking about
Kendrick's around there.
He's good. He's like just underneath them, like the tier below.
But he's just like that. That's because he's not going as hard. Because like
Kendrick fits in where I would put Drake and Cole. They both ride the beat really well. They all do. That's why they're fucking dope. They're able to do the lyrics and then still hold that beat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because Kendrick has that where he can like switch up. He'll go ahead and be like, he'll do the boom bap shit, then he'll switch up and do that little grimy voice that he always fucking does, and then he goes right back to yelling and shit. He's able to ride that beat. Drake is able to switch up flows well. J. Cole just sounds good rapping. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you have to have that because it's like like I said, you can have a fire ass beat, the lyrics be trash. You can have fire ass lyrics and the beat be trash, but you cannot sit here and get mad when other people call that shit trash. Because there's a reason why those top three are top three. Because they're able to do that. You have to be willing to sit there and like actually be able to do all these things. That's why Kendrick appeals so much. That's why J. Cole appeals so much. They're both conscious rappers, but they ride the well really good. Their beat selection is amazing.
Yeah.
Like being able to make music. Like, okay, so there's there's conscious, like, okay, for example, you know, like Lupe Fiasco, you know Lasers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lasers didn't do that good because of the beat and shit like that, and it was the fact that like Lupe all the time, he's always rapping about some like deep shit and all that, and it's like, okay, great, like everyone knows it, and they're just like, okay, Lupe, great, but you have to make a song by itself. Like, okay, the reason why people can just like go by it with just songs like, hey, okay, this sounds good by itself, is because it's a song. Like you don't want to. You can have a message, but you don't want to have like everything else just be trash about it. Like, if the message is good and the beat is good, then doing good. That's Kendrick. But if you have like moments where it's like the message is good, like really good, but the beat is bad, then it's like, who wants to listen to that? Like, what are you gonna do with that, honestly? And
that's like most of Lupe's newest stuff. Like,
oh yeah,
his recent album in Tetsuo and Youth, it was like slipping down the slope.
Right, it
like,
keeps on mixing up stuff, and it's just like, I understand, like, I like you trying to go outside of your lane and all that, but I want you to try to have like, you have to have like a neutral ground where it's just like, hey, let's just make this song good. Like, it's just you don't have to over, like, lyrics can be great and all, but just remember that you still have to make the production and all that stuff. You have to have an ear for that type of shit, and that's why so many people can just get off on like that. People crucify mumble rappers, but like when dudes just make good songs or whatever that people can like listen to that and all, then they're totally fine because it's whatever. But
basically,
what the hell's Nick doing?
The diversity of the group. I would also agree with that to an extent of traveling over into rock and roll genres and stuff like that. It's been talking about, you know, do you listen for the lyrics? Do you listen for the feel?
Yeah.
There's a lot of softer genres of rock where honestly, you know, you can vibe with it. It's got some nice guitar parts that are in there. It talks about, you know,
Heartbreak and
Gorillas, my guy.
I'll compare two tracks really quickly. So Far Away by Avenged Sevenfold. Very soft song. Talks about them losing Jimmy in the band, the drummer who had passed away. Very soft. You know, you listen for the lyrics. It's got a really good feel behind it. That's a situation where obviously you can listen to both. Then you turn around to a different, you know, same, you know, let's look in the same genre. Let's look at one of their earlier songs where it's We Come Out at Night. And for those guys who don't know, it's a very, very, very heavy song from like their early albums. I would like people to tell me the lyrics of that off of their first time listening to it. And if you enjoy it without being able to tell me the lyrics, then obviously you enjoy it for like the thrash metal feel that it gives you, where you just want to jump around and start knocking into some stuff. Like being, you know, doing some ignorant things while still being safe within the confines of a concert venue or something.
No, and that just seems to just like, I don't know. I feel like we all seem to be on like the same wavelength, because I like feeling shit. You know, music. I always say music is top 3, if not the third. No, top 3. This is top 3 because it's water and money. But
things you need in life.
I was gonna say, but music, if anything, is like top 3 most powerful things in the universe, you know, in the fucking world that we live in now, because music makes you feel some type of way. Music actually has control over a lot of like moods and shit that people are in. It has control over a lot of shit. You can find relatable artists that you like, you know, you can sit there and just do that. And it's just, I can't be stuck on lyrics, you know, I just can't be. Otherwise, I would be like some bitter ass, like old head, like fucking Joe Budden or some shit, where it's like, oh, hey, all these new niggas, fuck them. I can't rock with these new niggas, you know? Because the new niggas make fire ass shit. Like, real talk.
Yeah, they good.
Real talk. I want you to know, I could play Uzi's newest album and be Gucci. I'd be fine. It's a turn up album. Yeah. It's a turn up album. But then I can sit here and I can also go listen to Joey's album, you know, which is heavy lyrics, right? But it just sounds good. It just sounds, and that's where the mix goes in. That's where the mix happens. You can sound good and be conscious, dog.
Yeah, but after that, there's so far like you don't want to overconscious something and just have it like sometimes it's better to just let a song be a song and just like have it at a neutral position and have the beats and just like have a good ass hook, yada yada. You don't be saying too damn much.
But I think
because here's like, dude, you only hear a lyric like, oh shit. You only hear that like once. Like you don't feel it's not the same after you listen to that. You're just like, because you already know it's there. But it's just like, hey man, he said that. That's cool, I guess.
Unless you're trying to show somebody this like fire ass bar. Like if it's like a unique ass bar and you like trying to put somebody onto it and you be like waiting on them to get it, and when they get it, it's like, oh, she's like, yeah, you like that shit? Yeah.
That's me as fuck with like Star when he's like, oh, Heath Ledger with some dreads, and I'm just like, oh, I gave my nigga head. It's like, hey, they're just like, what the fuck, what? And I'm like, no, all right,
Do that.
that's canon. Heath Ledger with some dreads. I just gave my nigga head. That's a godlike bar.
That really is.
Can't get over that, dog. It's fucking amazing. It's
Anyway.
referencing Brokeback, and I'm like, dog.
Anyway, I think now is a great time to get into the questions of the podcast, and then we'll end it off right then and there. Sorry if you asked questions and it wasn't answered, but like if you could like ask those questions.
Go ahead and put them again.
Run those
we
cheeks.
would definitely appreciate it. But honestly, yeah. I don't want to. Man, look, man. Can I just say while we're waiting for questions and such, I am a very happy camper. I am getting cookies sent to me
Man, what the fuck?
for my birthday. Deadass. For my birthday.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Bro, what you getting me for my birthday, though?
Huh?
Let me see.
I want to know, man.
Here
My
comes
birthday's
the
coming up. What
question
you getting me?
Oh, wait. What do you guys think of more digital made music like future funk or lo-fi?
I'll get more
I like
lo-fi,
future
my guy.
funk and lo-fi.
I've
I
never
actually love that
listened.
shit.
I've
Yeah,
never
I like
listened.
lo-fi music.
Never
think,
listened to
Lo-fi
it
and
before.
future funk, both of them on my jam.
I've never listened to any of that.
No, I think you have. Lo-fi was like some of the stuff that I think the Adult Swim bumpers used to play.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
it's a
what that
band.
is?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm in that bitch like a
That chill ass
motherfucker.
music.
I'm in that bitch like a motherfucker. You feel me?
Which Kendrick Lamar album spoke connected to you?
Good
guys?
Kid, Mad City.
I'm gonna have to say Section 80.
Section 80.
Nah, I'm gonna say Good Kid, Mad City.
Good Kid, Mad City.
That was my.
I'm gonna have to say,
first
but
Kendrick.
Good Kid, Mad City has my favorite Kendrick song. That's "Sing About Me." I love that song to death.
Name one song
A-
that is a guilty
any-
pleasure
any-
that you all have.
Hold on, wait,
I have to go
pause,
to
pause,
Section
pause.
80 due to like.
Pause. I'm sorry, but any album that has fucking Money Trees on there with that J-Rock verse is automatically the best work. That nigga said Magic Rock up in them projects where the pistols picking. Dog, I'm telling you, dog. That shit was fire, dog. J-Rock's verse on Money Trees is like top five fucking verses he's ever had in a song.
Spiteful Chant is such a hungry song.
It's
like
so good.
like when I hear that song, I'm running someone's pockets.
Or-
It's just like,
If you want to get really into your head, or whatever, Poor Man's Dreams is amazing.
No, Poor Man's Dream is amazing.
That is an
Ronald
amazing-
Reagan era?
Yes.
Yeah.
What's another one?
Rigor Mortis.
A guilty pleasure that we all have to listen
ADHD,
to.
of course, as well.
Wait,
yeah.
what exactly do you mean by guilty pleasure?
I guess something that a lot of people would shame you for, but you still listen to anyway.
Oh, let me see.
I
I
think
think.
classical music. That's it.
I mean, classical music's lit. I would say like I like a lot of genres. Okay,
I don't think
for me
Lightyear
it's
reviews.
"Tell It to My Heart" by Taylor Dane. It's like tell it to my heart, tell me I'm the only.
Yeah,
one.
I would shame the fuck out of you, dog.
Yeah, exactly. That song. I'm sorry. It's actually amazing.
You would get destroyed.
I'd probably have to say Vaporwave, honestly.
Fuck is
My
Vaporwave?
guilty pleasure in terms of
Vaporwave is
rock
some weird
music.
shit.
In terms of rock music, Gemini Syndrome, Resurrection, I believe it was called.
You have
A guilty pleasure for me? I'd have. I don't think I have a guilty pleasure. I listen to anything I want. Real talk. I listen to anything, and if people get on me about it, I just don't care. I just don't care. I just do
True.
not care, dog.
But I think Naruto OSTs count, so maybe that'd be a.
Yeah, I guess anime music does have to count to some degree.
Yeah, anime music probably. If we're gonna do that, anime music.
I
What's
go
another?
with some anime music. I posted mine in the chat, but
And I love it.
I'm a sucker for Kesha.
Oh shit!
Oh god.
Hey.
Oh
You got
god.
TikTok out there.
I'll go out there. I'll listen to some Kesha. I'll listen to like some G-Eazy, some Machine Gun Kelly.
I'm gonna need you to stop listening to Jeezy, please.
No, I'm gonna need you to
I remember when MGK first came out. Oh, wait,
Same,
hold on,
same,
hold on, let me
same,
see this.
same.
What do you think about the evolution of rap from Gangsta to now. There was shit before Gangsta. I could easily tell you that. Like you probably don't remember it because like it's really like Curtis Blow. That's the guy who made. That's the original guy who made basketball. Like, basketball is my favorite sport. Like rap back then, I could easily tell you people are not getting with that shit. It's not like my teacher that was from that time, he was just like yeah, it's like, oh yeah, compared from like back then to now, yeah, rap was terrible. Jesus Christ, it was disgusting. You know, you can't fucking get with that because it's just like I went to the hat store today and I bought myself a hat. Like,
are you just doing a Will Smith cover right now?
Like,
yeah, that's honestly that's the kind of stuff he made too. But Will Smith made it slap though. Like summertime, you cannot. No,
oh my god, everyone parents just don't understand. Fucking,
you're sitting there listening to it and all of a sudden like, he's right.
Sabo asked, what's your opinions on foreign music?
Foreign music? I used to listen to K-pop a lot. That's actually another one of my old guilty pleasures I used to have.
You're fucking weird.
Listen to like a lot of K-pop.
You're fucking weird.
And it was like Hip-hop too. Like
I listen to
K-pop artists.
You listen to BTS too, my G?
Oh hell no.
Hey, we in that bitch for BTS. Nah, dog. I want you to know there was this one girl. Dog, there was this one girl I talked to. We call her Thick Bae. That was a BTS stan. She was a BTS stan. I'm talking about she would dress like as the niggas in like their music videos and shit. She do her makeup like hers. Man, look. I was so weirded out. I was like, yo, just let me pipe. What the fuck?
So back onto the topic of porn.
No. But BTS was just something that was like really weird to the boy. I didn't understand the appeal. I didn't get it. I don't understand.
For foreign music, I got like my own, like, basically because my parents are African. The music there is actually pretty sick.
Oh yeah, Afro beats. Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah. You ever heard of Afro beats?
No, I was talking about like actual Ethiopian music. Like it's dead ass. Like,
okay. There's like Afro beats. Like Afro beats is like westernized African music. Then there's like hella traditional shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the traditional shit sometimes, but now when when you're getting like fucking drowned with it, it makes you want to.
Yeah,
die.
my mom used to play it all the time. The one thing I hate is that they all had the exact same beat. Like the background.
And it's just like they're all like
same.
He was like, oh, what's the moral of the song? It's just like, oh, it's talking about God. And you're just like, man, change it. Where's the little
Every single one is about God.
Japanese music has like a lot of lit music because fucking anime OSTs and type of shit.
Most of the anime songs that you hear nowadays are mostly K-pop or some other shit.
Yeah, K-pop and Japanese artists.
They do add some shit. But then here you have these other musics coming in from Japan, like Hiroyuki Sawano, who comes in with all the SOST.
Full ass name?
Max is a fucking weeb, dog.
Okay.
I heard some good Spanish music, though.
No, Spanish music's underrated, dog. Like I live here in Phoenix. There's like it's everywhere. It's literally everywhere. Like I can't get away from it.
Spanish music makes you.
I grew up with that nigga.
Spanish music makes you feel some type of way. I be trying to dance in the motherfuckers. I'm trying to you feel me? Yeah.
Who does not love Pitbull? Seriously.
Pip, okay. Well, first of all, that's my president.
That's Mr. Worldwide. You feel me? Shit.
That's Mr. World. It's Mr. 305. Like dun 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 dun. The hotel room. Like, come on, man. You can't contest with that. Romeo Santos. Like, if people like a lot of like rap and shit like that. If you like R&B rap, like whatever the fuck. This guy's literally the Spanish Weekend. It's fucking crazy.
Suavemente, my guy.
It's fucking amazing. It's like, what is it called? I think it's called bachata, something like that. But yeah. What other questions I got?
I'm scrolling up right now.
What are y'all thoughts on Lil Pump?
I don't listen to his music.
I don't listen to Lil Pump.
I can get hyped to some of his stuff just cause it's like it's fucking funny, but realistically, the dude's fucking stupid. I'm be honest with you. Like, I've never he's actually probably like top 5 dumbest people I've ever seen, and I look, like legitimately, I know Sonic people, and like there's like dead ass like OC fans and type of shit. Like I know a lot of times I know COD people all the time. Lil Pump's top 5 dumbest people like in the earth. Like I promise you, it's actually insane. But he makes money, so I can't mess with it.
I'm looking in the chat right now, and Mystic just pulled in Prince Royce, and that just reminded me of Royce the 5'9", fam.
Royce the 5'9's busted good.
Yeah,
he's really good.
You know, I saw that.
I remember this one. I remember one little quote where this man was basically talking about what was his name again? Oh fuck.
Next.
Justin Bieber.
Oh yeah, I know what he's talking
grew
about
up right now. I like that. Dude.
So my question, I was gonna ask it if Joey was here, but I'm gonna ask it to you guys in the chat. Do you want another Eminem album?
No.
No, keep
No,
that.
he's dealt with all of his issues. He doesn't really have anything else to rap on.
Keep that. Keep that. Keep all of that.
If I got like a 5-song LP on his beard, I'd be totally fine. Just
The only way
this shit. I'm like,
the only way I will ever forgive a new Eminem album is if it's like a 5 to 10 track album about where he's at in life and in music.
I like to know where he is mentally too.
Yeah, like mentally. Other than that, keep all that other shit away. Keep all that other shit away. Like honest, because he's already like Omari said, he's dealt with all of his like demons and shit. He's dealt with a lot of his shit. You know, he's one of the greatest rappers of all time.
He's complete.
Yeah, but it's like kind of like how 444 was for Jay-Z, where it was like we've seen Jay-Z, but we haven't seen that Jay-Z.
Yeah,
you know
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like if we can get an Eminem, but we haven't seen whatever Eminem that is, I would be perfectly fine with it. That is the only way. That is the only way I would ever want an Eminem album.
Okay, so
444 was amazing.
Follow up to that. How do you feel if they were to do another Bad Meets Evil album? Because that shit smacked. I ain't found anybody who disagreed with that statement.
It was good.
Yeah,
it was good.
Yeah, I do it. I'd be around.
I'll probably see it because Royce is gonna be like, "Hey nigga, you gonna have to wake up." After Eminem's gonna start barring out harder than Royce after that Royce starts coming.
That's
I love it because it's literally competition. Female rappers.
Cardi B's amazing.
Amazing?
She's getting good.
I don't know.
I haven't heard
Cardi B's getting good.
She literally took the No Flock and like flow and beat basically. It's just I like where she like her
Hey,
mental
she cut the check though. That's all that matters.
Oh yeah,
she
no. The whole fucking thought about her shit, like where she was just like paid off my mom's bills, fixed my teeth and all that shit. I like that. I like when like people are like they don't get like it's not like braggadocious basically, but it's like nah, I'm fixing all my fucking problems, nigga. Like what you gonna do about it now?
I like where her
like,
head's
like
at though too. She's positive as fuck.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
She came up for being a stripper fan.
Bodak Yellow. Bodak Yellow is one of the
few.
Bodak Yellow is one of the few female songs that I can listen to and not be gay.
Except you already are, but you know.
Exactly.
Aside from that,
I'm a happy ass individual, y'all.
What's the next question? How do y'all feel about YT diss tracks? I feel like no diss tracks are dead.
Yeah,
they're
it's
dead.
done.
Like
it's
legitimately.
Done.
I think that YouTube.
I dropped my one on Caleb. Then.
Rapper beefs don't exist anymore.
Have y'all heard that? Have y'all heard the Shiv diss, dog? That shit was wild.
They don't exist anymore.
Stop.
But basically, yeah, no, YouTube killed diss tracks, and they still continue to do it. All of them, I don't care like what type of pokes they make or whatever the fuck, they're all fucking terrible. And I've even heard KSI's shit where he's just like, "Look at you, man, shit in the bed. What's wrong with you?" And it's like, nigga, what the fuck is this? Like, what am I listening to? Get this the fuck out of here. Like,
that's why I don't listen to diss tracks no more, my guy.
Like fucking no, okay, no, like diss tracks like okay guys, okay, he said Rice Gum gets 100 million views. Diss tracks are dead for like the reason of it. Good diss tracks, there's no point of it because they just killed it off basically. Now it's one of those things that basically got absorbed into that side of the community where it's like we can't fucking use that no more because they fucked it up.
If you really
I don't know if anybody has listened to the little back and forth that Shizzy and that one reacting channel was going through. I actually liked that a lot. That was actually a really good little like back and forth.
Remy Ma destroying Nicki. They just put that in the chat. Yo. Okay, that. Yeah, Remy Ma fucking going on. Okay, when good rappers do diss tracks, it's fucking amazing. I love it. But when these YouTube niggas do it, I hate it. It's fucking trash. It's actually always bad. And it's never like
You know it's gonna be bad.
And the comments are just like fucking like 12-year-old kids that are just so like, oh man, he got him fucking bars, my house is on fire. Like shut the fuck up.
No, you like no.
It's just like,
Hey, you most definitely did it. I'm
none
like,
of those kids know what fucking like rap shit is. Like they're fucking their top tier rapper, like the one that they hold above their head the most is probably fucking Hobson. Like no, get this out.
Hey,
Like, I hate-
okay. Hold on. We about to talk about best rappers of our time. I mean,
Stop.
okay. Well,
When
it's
you
time
say
to end it
our
off.
time,
It's time to end it off. It is time to end it off. You got me fucked up. You feel me? So, so
Can't fuck with me
if you wanted to, these expensive, these is red bottoms. This is blood shoes. Hey, let me
okay,
see.
but like top 5 rap tracks of the past 10 years. You'll mind if Hobson 1 through 5.
Stop.
Heart attack.
I actually
fucking
no.
running down the fucking stairs just to say,
Hey,
yo, stop.
Pause. There was actually one ill mind that was really good. I forgot what it was called.
I
though.
hope it's not the one that you're talking about, the one who's like getting mad at God. That was
No.
fucking
It
stupid.
was. I think it was the one
think,
before that. The one before that where he was like going against like stereotypes and shit.
Oh yeah. I think that was 4.
Yeah.
I
It's
think that was
probably
one,
4.
Because 3 was the one where he's talking about all those drug addicts and shit.
No. Four is
No,
the
that
one.
was 4. So 4 was the one where he's talking about the drug addict. So 3.
Well,
is the one where-
whatever one was at the end, where it was like the girl that was in the club like fat, whatever one, which pregnant or whatever one that was like the really good one.
4, yeah, that was
That was
good.
4.
I thought the one where he went up against the label owner or whatever, like 6 or some shit. I thought that was good.
Oh yeah, when he was just going off on that, the fucking guy
I
that messed it up.
thought that was good.
That
I
wasn't
thought-
necessary. That was not necessary, dog.
Dog, this nigga, okay, like Hobson as a rapper. Okay, one problem with him, he blames everything on everyone else besides himself. And I was like, dog, you can't argue with God. I don't know what's going on with like. Okay, even if like for me, I'm like kind of iffy, whatever the fuck with that whole decision. Some people don't believe, some people do. I'm just like, eh. But this dude, he's looking up to the sky. He's like, hey, fuck you, and he's trying to he basically wrote a diss track for God. After that, it's like, what are you doing, dog? Get out. Get out of the field. Who let you do
So
this?
when Hobson did that one against his label owner, that boy straight up was like books and rapper right there.
All right, nope. All right. Now it's definitely time. All right, look, y'all. Look, so I'm gonna talk to you guys later. I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. Next episode is going to be probably something Pokemon related. Nope, we're not doing that, Chase. I know you're watching this. No, we're not doing this. I will talk to you guys later. Bye. I love you guys. Bye.